think that when they talk about the fountain of youth, stretching and mobility is probably the thing that makes people feel the best. I've heard that, people say that, and I agree to almost a full extent, but I think that if you are just limber and loose, but you lack the strength, you are never gonna be as functionally capable as you can. Actually, I have this band to sort of show that, like, if somebody was just completely flexible, right, and you were trying to shoot this band across the table, I don't have a lot of tension to be able to generate to get any kind of force to do that.
Mhm.
On the contrary, if somebody was, um, strong, right, maybe even muscle bound, I don't have any flexibility here to, again, really create much of a elastic output here or to get a lot of force generation. But if I were to take this band and sort of get that optimal amount of flexibility, but also the strength, in this case, the muscles, the tension, I could shoot that band a lot further with a lot more force and a lot more ease.
Mm.
Our goal should be not just athletes should be striving for this, but our goal should be to have the right amount of muscular tension and force capability with the flexibility and mobility, because that's only at that point that you actually can express probably the best performance possible.
How much work have I got to put in to become more flexible and to improve my mobility?
Not much. It just has to be consistent. So, I mean, I think if you were to devote even 5 to 10 minutes a day of stretching the areas that are tight, and again, this is very individual. Like, one thing that I always stressed, even when I was in baseball, every player from me got an individual program, and it was based off of a comprehensive assessment. So I would go through the assessment of each player, and you would find that either based on position, um, and the demands of that position, body type, you would find certain requirements of a program that needed to be in place to maintain optimal health. You would get tight in certain areas. You would have things that would need to be strengthened more than others. People have to be willing to A, seek out where the deficits are, and B, to actually pursue a program that would work on those deficits. And then when you have that, again, the comprehensive list doesn't have to be an hour a day of doing those things. You prioritize that list and you focus on 5 to 10 minutes of extra work with it. It's funny, I make a lot of videos on, hey, do this every morning, do that every morning, do this every morning, but it's only appropriate to the people that have the deficits that I highlight in the video.
Mhm.
People think they have to combine all of those things into a whole separate career in order to be able to pull them off. That's not necessary. You find the ones that have the biggest impact. But I don't think that having, doing stretching requires long duration of these things. It just simply requires consistency of them.
You say that there are five key exercises you need to be able to maximize your longevity and quality of life that kind of dovetail into this: the single leg Romanian deadlift, the squat and reach, the sumo stance hold, the posterior chain push up, and hip abductions.
Mhm.
Can you show me these workouts?
Sure.
As you can see from the space I'm in, you don't need a whole lot of room to be able to do these exercises. They're incredibly accessible. They're actually scalable with a low barrier of entry, so no matter what level of ability you bring to these exercises, you're going to be able to do them. All right, so the first exercise up here is pretty simple, but it does demand some balance, and it also will teach us a very critical biomechanical requirement, which is a hip hinge.